G'day again and welcome back to Brett's Backyard. Today we're on the sunny Central Coast. We're here on one of my Australian managed sites that I've been working at for approximately 15 years, where the place basically is predominantly hedging plants. So therefore it's high maintenance. The committee have approached me at ways to reduce that maintenance cost over the longer term, and I'm going to show you one way how I've done that. Original planting here by the landscaper at the time when the properties were built was technically a climber. For me, a climbing plant should be used purely as a climbing plant. Wrong choice of plant. We're just going to talk about what I've done here to change this particular garden to reduce ongoing costs. So I basically won't have to prune this ground cover much at all, because I've actually replaced it with a ground cover, which of course is almost the same plant as I've taken out. It's a Trachospermum, which is throughout the area, and it's very, very low maintenance in comparison. So firstly, what I did was we removed all the Chinese star jasmine, the climbing plant, removed it all, dug it all out, and then it was time to improve the soil. The most important thing is to start with the soil. You know, without the good soil, you're pointless trying to grow anything successfully. So first of all, you really should do a pH check. Generally, pH will be just below neutral, which is about 6.5 for most plants. So this pH here was fine, which is why I used gypsum instead, because it's pH neutral. It improves the soil structure, especially since I'm dealing with clay. You need to do something with the soil structure before you want to plant out and have any real success. It helps water penetration, moisture retention, and generally it's easy for the roots of the plants to travel through to establish where you've just got clay. After I did that, I added some organic garden mix to the clay soil to help improve it. Then I again cultivated it through to mix it through evenly. Then leveled it out and put in all the ground covers. And once I planted them, I spread a layer of AgriBoost chook pellets. Again, it's organic, so it was also going to improve the soil in time. So I spread that throughout over the soil, and then I put the plants in. I generally only use leaf mulch these days. There's a lot of pebbles and pine barks and things on the market that a lot of people like to use. It does look nice, but generally that doesn't do anything for improving the soil over a period of time, where the leaf mulch does, and it breaks down. Sure, you've got to top it up every couple of years, but it promotes a lot of worms activity, and it's great for the soil. So the depth of the mulch, the leaf mulch, is important also. It's no good putting down 40, 50 mil, because you'll be chopping it up regularly. You need at least 80 to 100 mil depth of the leaf mulch each time. So if you put 100 mil down, you're going to get a couple of years out of that before it breaks down and needs reapplication of more leaf mulch. So I always tend to try and do 100, but definitely no less than 80 mil in depth. Otherwise, it's really not going to work properly anyway. And when I'm pruning, it doesn't look overly untidy if I leave some mess behind, because it will break down, it'll brown off, and it'll become leaf mulch as well. It's the same thing I do at home under my hedges. I return all the leaves back in under the hedging, so it all mulches down and becomes natural food. So we put the leaf mulch down, and you'll see how I've done it to make it a bit easier, using some pots over the top, new plants, so I didn't bury them when I was mulching. To me it works, it's very easy to do, and you've already got the pots there because you've taken them out of the plants out of those pots, so I'm just reusing them for the short term to make it easier to mulch. And this is basically the end result. Within a year to 2 years, this will be totally covered, and there'll be very little, if no, maintenance required at all. So that's what the current committee have come to me and said. They want to reduce costs over the longer period, and this is a good example of where I've started to do so. For now, thanks for tuning in. Another episode of Brett's Backyard, and until we touch on the next one, which will be correct plant selection, which I believe is one of the most important aspects of landscaping. For now, we'll see you around like a rissole.